Question number 2 says, brass is an alloy of 60% copper and 40% zinc. How much copper is in a 50-gram chunk of brass? So, this brass, it says in the problem, is 60% copper. And we have 50 grams of our alloy. And so this is basically a percent problem. The question is, what is 60% of 50? Because copper is 60% of the 50 grams. And so there's several ways you can do this. When I taught Algebra 1, the way I taught my students to do this is to look at the percent. 60% means 60 out of 100. So this is the part over the whole. Okay, so 60 out of 100. So now what we want to know is how much copper is in 50 grams if it's the same ratio. Okay, so part up here, part over whole. So now to solve this, we are going to cross multiply and then divide. So we're going to take 60 times 50, and that's going to equal 100x. 60 times 50 is 3,000. And then we're going to use algebra. We're going to divide by the coefficient of x on both sides. So we're going to divide by 100 on both sides. And we get that x is 30. So there are 30 grams of copper in the alloy. So now I'm going to skip ahead to number 8. Number 8 says, determine the percent composition by mass of oxygen in iron 3 oxide. Okay. And it says we need to write the formula first. So remember, iron 3 means that iron has a +3 charge. Oxide always has a -2 charge. So we need 2 iron ions to cancel out 3 oxygens. So this is my formula for iron 3 oxide. The percent composition by mass, we have 2 steps. Our first step is to find the molar mass of the compound. And so in this compound, we have 2 atoms of iron, and we have 3 atoms of oxygen. Iron has an atomic mass of 55.85. And oxygen has an average atomic mass of 16. And so what we're going to do here is to take the number of atoms times the molar mass. And so 2 times 55.85 is 111.7. And 3 times 16 is 48. So now I'm going to add these two together to get my molar mass. And I get 159.7. So remember, this is 159.7 grams per mole for our molar mass. So now we're going to find the percent oxygen in this compound. So we're going to use our formula. We're going to take the mass of our oxygen, the total mass of our oxygen, which is 111.7. So we've got 111.7 grams of oxygen over our molar mass. And our molar mass is the whole. Remember, we're doing part over whole. And so we're going to say that's 159.7. And then we're going to divide that and multiply it by 100 to get our percent oxygen. So we're going to do 111.7 divided by 159.7 times 100. And we're going to get 69.94%. So 69.94% oxygen is in this particular compound. So we've had another request for an alloy problem. So we're going to take a look at number 3. So number 3 says, bronze is an alloy of mostly copper and a small amount of tin. If the alloy contains 88% copper, how much tin is in a 74.5 gram piece? Okay, so this particular alloy, bronze, is made up of only 2 things. It's made up of copper and tin. So if it's 88% copper, that means that it's 12% tin. So if the total mass is 74.5 grams, and 12% of it is tin, then what we really want to ask is, what is 12% of 74.5? Okay, and so like I did in the other problem, the percent means out of 100. So 12 out of 100. And then remember, we're going to say it's going to be part over whole. And in this case, the part is going to be how much tin. So X over 74.5, because that's our total mass. So now I'm going to cross multiply and divide. And so I get 894 equals 100x. I'm going to divide both sides by 100, and I'm going to get 8.94 is equal to x. That means that I have 8.94 grams of tin in the sample.